you guys, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ani and today's video is going to be about August TBR. So let's get started. The first book I have here is Artemis by Angie Weir. This is the same author of The Martian. I was supposed to read this book in the month of July. It was on my TBR, however I didn't get around to it. Some new books kind of distracted me, if you will, but I definitely plan on reading this in August. So this is about a girl named Jasmine who is hired to do a job. She is actually a criminal and hired to do a job that is in the city of Artemis, which is the only city on Moon. However, after she signs up, she realizes that this is actually not the job she wanted, and this is actually a plan to take over the city. So this is a sci-fi, of course, and I have been meaning to read this for a while now. It has been sitting on my bookshelf, so it's that time. So I'm definitely going to read this month for sure. The next book I have here is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book has been going around Booktube for a while now, so I decided to check it out, and apparently it made people cry. It's very emotional. I believe this is a romance. So yeah, it's about a girl named Lily. After graduating from college, she moves to Boston, opens her own floral shop, and ends up meeting a guy who she falls in love with. However, he is reluctant to have a relationship with her, but I think they do end up dating. And there is, I believe, this book focuses a lot on mental health and relationship issues, stuff like that. So I am looking forward to reading it. Like I said, it is Booktube recommended, so another reason I picked it up. So yeah, just decided that I should just go ahead and read this book in the month of August. The next book I have here is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and this book, of course, if you're familiar with Booktube, it's been out for a while now. I'm just late to reading it. However, it is about twins named Noah and Jude. They're inseparable, but something happens to them and they stop talking to each other. And this book, of course, we're trying to find out what did happen. And I believe first half of the book is Noah's perspective and the other half is Jude's. So this is a YA coming of age, and I believe it is also a LGBTQIA+. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this because I've heard good things about it years and years ago. So it's in my August TBR. The next book I have here is another book that I just recently hauled on my last video. It is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. It is about a woman who is just been married for a little over a year, and she thinks she found the love of her life. However, her husband ends up missing, and she ends up receiving a letter from him that says protect her, and that's it. So she has to find out what it is and what he meant by that. And so this is a mystery, and this is Reese Witherspoon's book club pick, so I wanted to check it out. Another book has been recommended by Booktube and has been going around, so I thought I would get to this one ASAP. So hence the reason it's on my August TBR. Next book I have here is The Vanishing Half by Britt, Bennett. I recently got this book as well, and this is about two sisters. They are light-skinned black girls who ends up running away from their home when they were teenagers, and years later they come back. One of them come back to their hometown and marries a black man, and has a daughter and starts a life there, whereas the other sister ends up marrying a white man and tries to pass as a white woman, and her husband has no idea about her past. So this is a coming of age stories about two sisters, their family, and of course relating to American history. So I thought it would be perfect time for me to pick it up. So yeah, here it is. The next book I have here is a classic, and I've been, if you watch my channel, I've been trying to read more classics lately, and I try to incorporate at least one classic book a month on my TBR. So for this month, I picked The East of Eden by John Steinbeck, and I know this book is very, big. I am fully aware that I probably won't get to finish it this month, but I at least wanted to start it. This book is about intertwined destinies of two families, and I believe it is the reenact of the fall of Adam and Eve, and of course the rivalry of the two brothers Cain and Abel. So I am looking forward to reading it, and like I said, that I probably won't get to finish it in the month of August, but that's okay. I at least want to start it so that I can hopefully finish it by September. We will see. The next book I have here is a book that I have already hauled in, was it my July book haul? I believe it was July, and I already mentioned that I've never read a book by Neil Gaiman before, and that I was going to either read Stardust or American Gods by him. So for the month of August, I picked Stardust. It is about Tristan, who is in love with Victoria, that she would do anything to, anything for her, for her love, including go and fetch the star that has fallen on the other side of the wall where people usually don't go. Of course, this is a fantasy, and I am, like I said, I've never read a book by Neil Gaiman before, and people said that, his writing is like beautiful, so I'm like looking forward to reading it. Years and years ago, I watched the movie and I absolutely loved it, so hence the reason for this reading the book. And I just love this cover, by the way. So I'm super excited to read my first Neil Gaiman book. Okay, so the next 3 books I have here are from my pile of shame. I just figured I should just start with 3, because if I can't finish one, I can just continue on to moving on to September. So the first book I have here is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, and I'm sure people are already familiar with, Harry Potter and his books. This is the second book of the series, so I'm not gonna, go into too much detail about what the books are about. Harry Potter is a boy who is a wizard, and of course he is going to the school of Hogwarts to learn witchcraft and wizardry with 2 of his best friends, Hermione and Ron. And this is the second book, so the entire series is pretty much related to the school itself and, some other stuff. But pretty much the main idea is, they are magic school. So this is the second book, like I said, and I believe I read like 50% of the book and never finished it, so I want to continue and finish the book. This is why it's on my August TBR. Okay, so the next book from my pile of shame that's going into my August TBR is Shadowland by Peter Strobe, and this is about 2 young teenage boys and their mysterious adventure to Shadowland. So this is I wouldn't really say YA fiction, but more like horror, fantasy. So yeah, just wanted to continue reading this so I can finally finish the book. And the last book from my pile of shame that's going into my August TBR, or at least I'm going to start, is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. And of course, like I said, this is a big book. I just wanted to start it. I probably won't be able to finish it by August since I have all these other books to read. And, in conjunction with The East of Eden, yeah, definitely will not be finished. So I just wanted to start it. This is from my pile of shame, like I said. And once again, if you're not familiar with this book, it is about 7 kingdoms that is each, king of the land is trying to fight over this one throne so they can be the king of the 7 kingdom. That's pretty much what this, entire series is about, just fighting over a throne, hence the, title. Anyway, like I said, I started reading this a while ago and stopped reading, so it went to my pile of shame, but I want to continue reading because my plan is to, you know, finish it this year. So we will see how far I get this month. And if I'm feeling really lucky, I plan on, you know, try to get to these 2 books if I am done with my TBR, which, you know, is unlikely, considering I have The East of Eden and A Game of Thrones in there. So I just like to have some books, you know, on hand just in case, you know, I change my mood or something like that. But I picked 2 books, and the first one is Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. And this is about humanity's battle for survival in a terraformed planet where humans actually are the invaders, and I believe there are some like giant spiders on this planet. So I know not everyone's cup of tea, but I am super interested as I love sci-fi, and this book is nothing but. Looking forward to reading this one actually, because it's been sitting on my shelf for a very long time. So yes, this is my extra book for reading if I need to. And the very last book, I would say, the extra book that, you know, I may try to read is Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. Another book I hauled in my July book haul, so this is fairly new to me. It is about a young couple named Pak and Young Woo, who owns an experimental medical treatment center, and there is a device called the Miracle Submarine. However, something happens and the Miracle Submarine explodes, killing people. So of course there's an investigation, and a lot of weird like information starts pouring out about that night and what happened, and there's like notes left, and they're talking about child abuse and like, you know, people in the woods and stuff like that. So it sounds really interesting, and of course it's like one of those, you know, mystery Asian American thriller, so I kind of wanted to check it out. So yeah, if I have time, if I'm done with all my books, which I won't be, I plan on continuing with this one. If not, you know, these 2 books, The Children of Time and Miracle Creek, will probably go on my September TBR, but I just wanted to get a head start. So yeah, so that is it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and of course leave me comments down below as always, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, please take care, and I will see you soon.